Someone said, why am I going to pay $500 for a picture of a hobo?
I always thought Kyle Beckerman was a good player.
Fire sticking their foot in it.
They said they were going to cut my food rations.
Cork soaking.
There is no possible way to articulate the malaise, the lack of ambition, the way it's felt for so long to be a fan better than he did. Welcome back to the Enemies to the Fire podcast. I know things look a little strange, but don't worry. We're going to go over well-tread territory with the U.S. men's national team finally announcing something. MLS had all sorts of craziness going on despite not having a lot of games. And the Chicago Fire is the reason why we do this. So we are sans DPG today, but that is Jaymes. I am FC Neo Tokyo. And Jaymes, our long-suffering national nightmare is over. we have signed a man to coach the national team.
We can finally come out of the darkness and into the light of the soccer world. We have an actual coach, a proven coach, someone who's not just like Jurgen Klinsmann, who is a builder, but someone who is a tactician. Someone with the acumen, the know-how, someone who's been to the top of the mountain in some places and back.
Hey, he survived Tottenham, man. He's stronger than you or I.
He's a great coach. He's not an A-tier, S-tier coach, but he is the absolute top of the B-tier coach. And in fact, Manchester United is spinning its wheels right now because of this. Because Ten Hag, they should have fired him and brought in Pochettino. But Pochettino, here's what happened to Pochettino the last two clubs. It wasn't that he got forced out so much as the two clubs just kept fighting over the same. He kept fighting with the boards of both clubs over the same things. And he needed to go to a place where, he is in control of everything in the kitchen.
I mean, the last two teams he coached were absolute tire fires. let's not get that wrong. Like at all.
He had Leo Messi and Mbappe in one of those teams.
He did. I mean, I guess I take that back. Two of the last three, but I know there's worries and concerns about on the international stage, but I am just excited for the first time in a while. I am legitimately ready to not complain about the U.S. team. Like, I remember before being mad about Greg, even when I was like on board with people like, oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Bob Bradley. I would be like, man, it's time to get past, oh God, now I forget his name, the guy in Colorado. Like, I would complain about Pablo Mastroeni. It's time to get rid of Mastroeni. It's Maurice Du's reign is here. There's always been something to complain about, but I think at this stage, it's like, well, we've got guys playing in the top 5 leagues. They need to establish themselves. We have a real coach. He needs to make good decisions and not just be a guy who was a good coach at other places. We have people spending the money. Like, it's time to do the goddamn thing. And we've really hamstrung ourselves by waiting to do this and not doing this literally January of 2023.
But, Toke, would Pochettino be available at such a time? Would even Jurgen Klopp, who is available right now, be available at such a time? Right now, the timing of this worked out so that, and perhaps that's what the plan was all along, because they saw this window and they knew the window for some of these coaches was not quite up. But I think in doing so, they could have gotten a Jose Mourinho.
No, Mourinho was available.
Mm-hmm.
The Klopp replacement guy that surprised us both last week, he was available. There were people out there. Pochettino is not necessarily our number one, right? Klopp was our number one. Well, Pep is legitimately everyone's number one on their list. And it's like he's won enough at Man City. Like he's won enough at Man City. It was like, well, would he like a challenge? Does he want to do something crazy?
He's
But
going to
obviously-
England.
Yeah, he's just, oh my God, if he coaches England.
Or Jurgen.
Oh my God.
Somebody's got to coach England. England's got to one-up the USA now because USA's got Pochettino. You think about this. Who would you rather have, Pochettino or Gareth Southgate?
I can tell you I was terrified we were going to end up with Gareth Southgate.
I would much rather have Pochettino as well.
Yes, most certainly. It's time to be excited because this window was not exciting at all. Like Pochettino, again, talking about wasting time. We just played 2 games. Here's the thing. Here's how checked out I was until things were official. I didn't even pay attention when we were playing. Totally didn't even remember we played Canada. So I didn't even see that game. And apparently we got worked. We lost 2-1. And then last night they played New Zealand to a 1-1 draw in just the most boring, ugly soccer game. I literally was apologizing to my fiance that I had put it on the big TV. I'm like, my God, this is a boring game of soccer. My bad.
Yeah, but it's USA, so that's why you tuned in. But man, you thought you were going to get something a little bit better than
anything
when you're tuning into USA's New Zealand.
The moment Christian Pulisic jumps up, steps on the field, he scores because he's just a cut above. We like to complain, and you guys like to give me shit about. But they didn't
win the game, though.
They didn't. No, they didn't. But we were missing some guys. But again, we should still be 2 levels deep against some of these teams. You know what I mean? We should be able to beat Peru or New Zealand or Panama with our B team.
I wonder, come World Cup time, if Jesse Marsch is going to be able to beat a Pochettino-led USA team.
Well, how are we gonna know? Now it's we gotta wait until mid-October to see Pochettino's first lineup.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been this week. We could have seen 2 Pochettino games.
I hope Pochettino didn't chicken out.
Yeah, if I were him, I damn sure wouldn't have wanted to coach these games.
Right. Well, I think you could take on New Zealand, but Jesse Marsch has a grudge, a bone to pick.
Oh, yeah, he does.
So to speak.
Yeah, you really didn't want to new coach debuts get your nuts kicked in
by Jesse.
I feel you.
Yeah,
so,
especially if you've only been there a week and you had a week with the boys. All right, guys, go get them.
You know what sucks, man? I'll say it was a boring game of soccer, but from what I saw, I didn't dislike what I saw at Yunus Musa and Ricardo Pepi and Haji Wright, despite them not doing shit. Does that make sense? And Aiden Morris apparently played well in the first game.
So I'm looking at the USA Canada game at the moment. Schulte,
Schulte in net, which
we'll allude to here in a minute. Malik Tillman, Balogun, Pulisic. What do you mean? This lineup's loaded. This lineup should absolutely beat Canada. Brendan Aaron.
Yeah, I was looking at the next. I was looking at the next lineup.
Musa, Scaly. This is a good Tim Ream, your old boy. And on the other side, they got Jonathan David, Kyle Larin, Jonathan Schaffelberg, Alphonso Davies. Man, Canada was loaded too. Canada was locked and loaded. They got Bombito. How could they go wrong?
It's impossible, James. So, yeah, in that first game, apparently Tim Ream did not play well, did not cover himself in glory. But what the hell? He's 36 years old. It's time for him to go to Charlotte and get his flowers and have fun and just take a victory lap around the States. Chris Richards, it's a little disappointing to hear that he didn't really have a strong game, but I don't know, man. Aiden Morris is starting to do something overseas, but he didn't do anything in the game. I don't know, man. I'm just happy Pochettino's around because there's not really much else to be excited about.
I'm taking a look at the team from the other night then, the New Zealand game. Haji right on the wing, Balogun at the front, Aronson behind it, Pepe. This team should be beating New Zealand all day. I mean, Wood is good.
Hold on.
Wood is a FIFA
Not only-
legend.
Look at this. We had 3 guys who can and do play the number 9 out there at one time
Pepe, Balogun, Haji.
and created 0 goals.
And who was the coach?
I don't even know. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was.
His name was M.A. Varas.
From what I understand, I don't think he's one of Pochettino's boys yet.
Michael Anthony Varas.
So no game time for Ethan Horvath. Yeah, Michael. Jesus. Matt Turner did not look good either, in my opinion.
No,
I think
I saw the clip.
Matt Turner. Yeah, I'm ready for Matt Turner to be exiled to the just exiled for right now. He's not playing.
Well, it's a time to bring Gaga in.
You got to look at Gaga. You got to look at well, that's why Schulte is there. You got to look at I mean, Horvath was there as well, but these are guys you got to give a chance to. They're playing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what is Matt Turner doing to get, like, Zach Steffen's ahead of him on the depth chart, in my opinion, at this point. He's playing for Columbus. Matt Turner is not playing. For me to support Matt Turner, I need Matt Turner to play soccer.
No, that makes sense.
I mean, I'm not in the wrong here, am I?
No.
I'm not, okay. So this Fosse kid, I don't know if you noticed this kid on the right. Well, your left, my right. He didn't look completely out of his depth, in my opinion. Oh shit, I can see your screen now.
Yeah, I thought that'd make more sense so you could see it. This chat might see it, but now I could show chat everything, and right now it takes up the whole screen.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. So I don't know, man. Is there anything here, like, what is it, just like we got to sit on our hands until Pochettino comes, or can we even speculate on what
he
he's
is here, and he's now going to be able to pick his first lineups, and that's what we're truly awaiting. We're waiting for the next camp. And what's disappointing is, when the hell is it? When the hell is the next camp? Because this was
like
a camp.
October 19th or something like that.
That's way too long to wait. This is the camp. Unless I hope Pochettino had something to do with some of the guys called in, because I mean there were a lot of studs involved in these games.
Well, nobody really covered themselves in glory, though. I mean,
no, nobody did. A loss to Canada, followed by a tie to New Zealand with quality talent out there. Is what you. These are some people who should be starting in the World Cup, are at least on the field.
And like, what are you doing? What are you doing for these dudes' careers? Like, trust me, what is Austin Trusty doing, having to leave his team to not even get into the game, to lose or to tie New Zealand 1-1? What are we doing with Austin Trusty's career here? Like, do we just not give a shit? Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just impatient. Do you think you know enough about Pochettino that you can make any kind of educated guess on who he could call in?
Absolutely. Gaga Slonina it has to be at the top of that list.
Yeah, he does know Gaga.
Just because of the Chelsea connections. There's short of that, it's anybody's guess, right?
Well, how long is Gio out for?
Who's got connections with Argentinian coaches? Maybe the goalkeeper down in Inter Miami. That's another guy, right?
Yeah.
I know they brought Schulte up for this last one, right? So
yeah, but
that's Columbus.
I think you're talking about Calendar.
I'm talking about Calendar.
That dude.
So it's between Calendar, Schulte, Gaga. It's starting to develop. I would love to throw Chris Brady's name in the mix, but the Fire are just too abysmal for people to really consider him. Although I think he's been quite good.
He has been quite good,
It's
and
like
really
19, I think.
up until about a week or two ago, we were saying he was better than Slonina. And now
Some people were. I don't know
Slonina-
if I would agree, but maybe we.
I would love to insert clip right now, but I was thinking he was until Slonina I cannot pronounce his name right. Started playing well
Slonina.
overseas.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matt Turner, get a team. Play, or well, he's got a team, but play
Yeah.
on your team. It saddens me.
And
Anyway.
speaking of saddens me, it's time for a word from our sponsors. We'll see you guys on the flip side from Enemies of Fire. Make sure you guys look that like button in the eye and punt it.
Oh my God! Punt the like button. Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We have a treat for you right now. I have heard that everybody in MLS land is mad at Caleb Porter, and he kind of went off on the referees or on Don Garber in particular. So we are going to listen to this on air here and just see what he actually said.
And react to what he says.
James, did you hear any of this?
I heard a little bit of the rant. I know it was because of a penalty kick. It upset him, the refs, and it's been happening all season, is what he's saying. And so let's hear what he has to say, though.
Wait, hold on. Before you hit play,
Okay.
don't be mad at me.
Sure.
Can the folks at home see that screen or no?
Yeah. I'll blow it up.
No, I was about to say, do you know why Shannon Sharp is trending?
Oh, no. Yeah, I do. Oh, no. He got hacked, bro.
All right.
He got hacked,
All
bro.
right. How about... Oh, oof. All right, how about let's see what Caleb Porter has to say.
Hopefully it's a little more tame than what we heard.
How great would it be if it's Caleb Porter doing that on video?
Oh, God. All right, here we go.
Told the team that we're going to win a lot of games if we play that way. We're very disappointed with the officiating. It's 100% a penalty kick, 100%. I don't know how you look honestly at the screen and decide not to give a penalty.
By the way, this is bleeding edge honesty here, right? Like he's almost crying. He's almost like, I don't know how. He's not crying, but there is a pain in his voice that you don't typically hear from coaches. This is a coach who's at the end of his shit right here, right? Not shit, but you know what I mean. He's losing his mind. He's at the end of
his rope.
Yeah, he's at the end of his rope.
Oh my God! Is this like, Caleb Porter turns into the Riddler like origin story?
And then comes to Chicago. Oh.
Oh no! Don't put that evil on me, bro. Stop. All right, keep it going.
And decide not to give a penalty. It is a complete joke. It's a travesty. And there needs to be some accountability for that decision, because we lost 2 points because of that decision. And we have literally had that same thing happen to us.
They're near last place too. They're actually they were gunning for a playoff position at the time. They're doing a little bit better than the Fire, I think.
Well, everybody is technically gunning for a playoff position. Like the Fire were in it until we'll talk about that.
3 different times where the official's been sent to the monitor and there's a clear penalty and the official doesn't call it. What is happening? It is mind-boggling that he doesn't call that a penalty. We are the only team in the league that hasn't had 1 penalty. What is happening?
Is it a conspiracy?
I doubt it, but because I mean, of all the people who want to siphon as much money out of this thing as humanly possible, the Crafts are up there, right? They dumped a bunch of money into this, so like, you know, I don't know, man. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say leave your tinfoil hats at home.
Or is it there just a chance that their offense isn't good enough to be drawing those types of fouls? They do have some very good players, as we know. The brothers, Heel, Carlos Heel, and his brother Nacho. But is the offense in? You'd think that those guys would have drawn a penalty kick, right? But
I mean, this same team that he's leading just 2 years ago with one, broke records for supporter shield points. You know what I mean? Like, let's not get it twisted. He has a team. I mean, there's a few players on their free agent list I wouldn't mind on the Fire. Like,
oh yeah, we'll get into that
I don't
later.
know.
Let's listen back to Caleb here.
I've never seen anything like it. For me, all I can say is a complete coward. The referee was a
He called him a coward.
complete coward in that moment. Complete coward. And it's a travesty. He shouldn't officiate. He cost our players 2 points today. 2 really important points. And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to
stand for it, he says.
I don't care what Don Garber says. What Don Garber needs to do is look at that situation, look at the official in that situation, and needs to hold this official accountable.
Sounds like this official has been maybe. It sounds like it's a particular official. Doesn't with the regular occurrence of this.
Dude, I don't know if he knows. The last person that told Don Garber what Don Garber was going to do is floating in the Hudson with like cement shoes, bro.
And a bag of footballs.
Yeah.
Stamped property of the NFL.
I'm sorry. All right, Caleb, what do we got?
The joke show, clown show, was giving us a penalty for not getting out of the game. Luka was coming out of the game because he was injured. But we want guys to literally... He couldn't sprint any faster to get out of the game. He couldn't get out.
Wow, there's that rule biting them in the ass where this is an injured guy. Gotta give the injured guy a little time. That makes sense, right?
Why hasn't it been mandated since youth soccer to leave the field the closest out of bounds and walk around?
Yeah, it should be. I mean,
that needs to be normalized.
It just be normalized.
Out of the game any faster. Initially he walked, yes, but then he sprinted out of the game as fast as he could. The referee told me that it was 14 seconds. 14 seconds it took him to get out of the game. So because he's 4 seconds late, because he can't sprint any faster, they penalize us, and we end up giving away a goal during that penalty. The game isn't meant to be played this way.
I'm not going to lie. This is less belligerent than I was hoping for.
And also, he's correct. The game isn't meant to be played this way.
Absolute joke. You're supposed to, as an official, use your discretion in those moments. He did not use his discretion in either of those moments. He missed a clear penalty. If he looks at the monitor and decides that's not a penalty, he should not be an official in this league. He's not competent enough to be an official in this league. If he chooses in his discretion to penalize Luca Langoni when he's sprinting for 40 yards to get off the field. He's trying to get off the field. It was 14 seconds. The referees are supposed to use their discretion. He was walking initially because he was injured. This is a joke. And so it's impossible to talk about the game without talking about those two moments from the official.
Yeah, it's interesting. Wow.
It's not to the it's not to the level that I was hoping.
Wait,
for
I mean, there's more there. I think there's more to it because people said that was just the first half. All right, here we go.
Caution! There is swearing.
And we haven't heard it yet. We haven't heard it.
Did you get an explanation?
I missed that.
Possible handball. Did he say what it was or wasn't?
He said that his arm was in a natural position. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't see guys running like this or jumping like this. He handled the ball right here.
I would love to see the
Everybody
pantomiming.
in the whole stadium saw the replay. Everybody. If that's not a penalty, if that's not a handball, I don't know what is. But the fact that he actually looked at it and decided that wasn't, he's got no balls. You can't be in this job if you're a coward, if you're not competent. I like him as a person. I think he's a good guy. But at the end of the day, this is our livelihood. This is these players' livelihood.
And he's saying this ref can't be fucking around like that.
I mean, we all, everybody bitches about VAR, but there's human error still, man.
That's true. The same thing in baseball, and they kind of want to get that out too.
Oh my God, I do love him calling him a coward. That's pretty fucking great.
Good. This is good stuff so far. It's interesting.
We have to have a standard.
Yeah.
And even though he's a good guy, he clearly showed today he should not be officiating in the league with those decisions.
That's a strong plea.
That's a win. That's a win for us that he took away.
And Caleb, I guess just, you kind of mentioned it in your kind of opening statement. Just what do you tell the players after a game like that, especially, considering their performance and especially kind of coming back from that early goal? Just, I guess, overall, what do you tell them after that?
I told them they were excellent today. I told them that we're going to win a lot of games playing that way. And with the group that we have, you can see we're explosive, we're dangerous. We're only going to get better. And that front four hasn't been together very long. They're only going to get better.
Or maybe Caleb Porter isn't the best coach in the league. Like, he's crying, bro. I do love when somebody's gonna call out Garber, but he's crying. All right,
it little sounds like it, but
front four hasn't been together very long. They're only going to get better. I thought we were electric at times in the attack. I thought there were times where, we need to gain still some chemistry and some cohesiveness. I thought we defended well. Also, again, we're down a man on the second goal, a bit unlucky. The first goal I thought was a lucky goal. Honestly, it's a header that somehow finds the only place where Ali can't save it. So
it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. I'm telling you. They must have shot that ball from the grassy knoll.
Oh my God, I know, right?
Unlucky a little bit in the 2 goals we gave up. I was very pleased. I told them that, and I also told them.
I told them that.
Yeah, screwed.
Sorry to make fun of him. I do enjoy Caleb Porter, but he's hurting here.
And yet, they have to put it behind them, and we're going to.
And may I remind you, you were ready to sign up for the Caleb Porter experience here in Chicago.
I think I still am. I don't know yet.
No, get out of here.
Let me make it to the end of this.
Because of an officiating error, but we're going to channel our energy in the right direction, and that's towards going on the road and beating Orlando. And if we have to do it, get in the playoffs the hard way by going on the road and winning on the road, then we'll do that.
On to Cleveland.
Because I like the quality that this team showed today, and I like the fight and the hunger and the intensity and everything. So that's what I told them.
You mentioned Luka had an injury. What was the injury situation, and when you explained
all
to the referee?
right. Wait, Luka injury, get out of here. So I don't know. What do you think, man? Like, I saw the handball penalty that should have been, and I mean, I feel you being mad about it, but isn't human error part of the beautiful game, or am I missing something?
I don't have to go far, but this comment here from a Union fan saying, I don't like the refs, but I'm here in peace. Porter is spot on. That was ridiculous. The league and the refs do not have a good showing this weekend.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It happens. What do you really want? Do you remember the days before VAR and everything was fucking missed and blatant? Like, think of all the like literal open field tackles.
Well, the days
like,
before VAR, he'd probably Garber would take him out, have the refs take him out back.
Yeah,
with Petey and Paulie.
I don't know, man.
You're expecting something more explosive.
Yeah, I wanted.
It was just him saying that the refs were bad. Yeah, it was just him saying that the refs were bad. They were disappointing. And he's calling for this guy's job. He's saying he should not be a ref in the MLS. Our jobs. He's saying my ass. All of these guys' asses should not be on the line under this guy's tutelage. His tutelage.
We do talk about the mass exodus of a relegated club and the kind of like 1 year mercenary, everybody's like, there's no camaraderie, don't unpack your locker kind of world. But there is a level of that in with like the Fire and New England and your perpetually bad team. You get in this death spiral of Gutmans and you know what I mean? Like comms and, Deleuze, and they just cycle through and leave and just, a mass exodus at the end of the season. Like I said, they have literally 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. They have 14 players coming up out of contract at the end of this season. Like, all these guys are looking to either get paid, get their move, stay home, like buy a house in Boston or, the burbs. And like, and Caleb Porter's right, like talking about that. Like, we're all screwed here, guys, like for just a few points. Now, if you go back to the standings, those 2 points don't change their physical standing. Are you on fucking Reddit?
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
All right. After that horrific revelation, I say let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we will talk the other fun stuff that MLS has to offer, and then we'll get into all the fun stuff that the Fire have to offer, which I hear there's a discount table at the games now. So anyway, James, what should they do with that like button? I forget.
Kick it to the left with your left foot, pull it back, kick it over to the right with your right foot, pull it back, then look the defender in the eye, fake left, go right, boom, right around, take one more tap, shoot, tap it around the keeper, bam, bottom right corner, goal, arms outstretched, swan dive right into the like button. See you guys on the flip side.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the Fire. We are here to do all the fun stuff, man. Major League Soccer is fun in its ridiculousness. So I can't wait to talk about free agents, but I'm going to have to, because apparently we looked rinky-dink over the weekend. We talked about earlier the U.S. and their lackluster game against not Puerto Rico, who they played, New England. Or no,
New England. Yeah, we were just talking about New England.
They were playing the Revs and in Canada. And so Columbus's keeper got called up. They got another guy injured. Apparently they've already done the like switcheroo between the minor league team too many times already. And the league, due to the players union, which I feel like they're trying to blame the players union for this, but there's no more like pool of goalkeepers like, oh, what are you doing? Here's the Andrew Dykstra. Like there's no pool of keepers anymore. So some defender had to play keeper, and Wilfred Nancy is pretty pissed off about it. Maybe we should have heard his subdue press conference about it as well.
I wonder what's he pissed off about, that he didn't have like an extra goalkeeper.
He had no access to a keeper.
That sounds like a team problem. Like
the league. Like, I get what the player union were trying to achieve, but you gotta have, like, if you're gonna have minor league teams, you gotta have movement between them.
Right.
You gotta let the crew call somebody up.
Oh, like, and so that's what they were limited and not been able to do. So they were not able to do so.
They couldn't do that, and like
they absolutely needed to be able to. That's bush crap.
Yeah, you didn't have a keeper on the bench, so once their guy got a red card, they were screwed, right? And so old boy gave up 4 goals, 3 to Albert Rusnak, which, anyway.
Wow.
I digress. So like. But why play on an international window? Like, that's again, I talked about not watching the U.S. games because I was watching the Fire's boring ass game. You know, like, MLS plays through the international window. Do you think it's time for us to stop?
In some places, I mean, if it's starting to impact play, like it is in the big leagues, that's how you know you're one of the big boys.
It always has. The issue, like, man, there's this whole month we could have had like league games going on. What? I wonder what happened. You know, like, again, this is Leagues Cup rearing its ugly head, you know, pulling the quality of everything around it down. Major League Soccer season is lesser because of Leagues Cup. U.S. Open Cup was, you know, cannibalized because of it. And now you have fixture congestion at the time where you want, like Columbus is trying to do something special. Do we really want the earthquakes to be able to be better, or like some kind of energy or what the hell ever at the expense of Columbus being great? Like, this is stupid. Like, it is time to take the kids' gloves off. No more salary cap. No more bullshit. No more Leagues Cup. Ugh. James, do you feel similarly, or are you good? Seriously, you don't care? You're good? You just like, screw it, outfield player played goalie, that was funny?
I think it's awesome. To me, it touches back on every player's roots in rec league, where you didn't know what position you were. The coach was playing you at right back. The coach was trying you. The next guy had you at center back. The next coach had you at right wing. The next coach had you at striker. The next coach put you in goal because you're the best player on their team. And that's the only way they could win games. It's just like, and I don't know, it harkens back to those days, and I love it. And here's the thing: he's a mother trucking athlete. Dude could do it. Dude should be able to do it.
He gave up 4 goals. They lost to Seattle.
Yeah,
he's having a terrible season.
He's not a pro goalie. He's a pro soccer player. He's not a pro goalie.
Dude, you had the standings up there. Like, they're in a race. They're I don't know.
I mean, I think there's specialists in every sport, right?
Yeah, but
and
like,
he's not a specialist in goalkeeping. But he was the best that they could do.
On. You who didn't watch any fucking soccer because of football, is there ever a scenario where the Bears could come into a game and not be allowed to have a quarterback because they just like ran out, too many injuries? Whoops, guys.
Yeah.
No, there's not.
Yes, there
not
is.
Unless 3 guys get injured in one game.
Exactly. But that could happen. And then what are you going to do?
But that's different than one guy getting injured and then you
can't
don't
bring
have
Byron Leftwich back. You got to go with a backup tight end at that point, a backup wide receiver, somebody who maybe has experience in high school, because a lot of those guys were like transition quarterbacks. They were the best guys in their high school for their position. So like, I think some of them got the experience.
James, you baffle me. Bro, we're
athletes. We overcome. We're built to overcome. Michael Jordan, all he wanted was a challenge. All he wanted was a challenge.
Yeah, he didn't get suspended for gambling at all.
He totally did not. At all. Secretly.
All right,
by the
Jaymes.
commish.
So with that extremely smooth transition, this is what got me all kinds of rock solid today. I found out that the MLS Players Union put out the list of free agents going into next season. And my lord, are the names tasty. My man, these guys, this is people who have lost all relevance, but have all of the space in my heart. Like people like Matt Hedges. Not so much Ethan Finley anymore. Or no, wait, that's
Brad Guzau would be great to bring home. If we didn't have Chris
that's
Brady.
a backup.
Right.
As a backup.
Right.
Raheem Edwards, man, I remember him. He liked his stay.
I would think about Alexander Ring as a nice little Jimenez replacement.
Well, look, oh God, no! Don't go so. Don't be lateral. Hold on, dude. He is like probably 32 years old. He's 33.
Yeah.
I want none of Alex Ring.
All right.
Get that out of here. But no, in all seriousness, is there anybody on this list?
Yeah, let's go through. I'm reading through the Raheem Edwards. Would you bring him back?
Not legitimately, no. In my heart, yes. No, realistically. Diego Rubio.
Yes.
You want any of that?
No.
No, okay. Joseph Martinez?
No, none of that.
Yeah, agreed.
Lassie Lapalainen?
Nah, come on. Skip the
Lassie's
deep,
decent. Victor?
Dude, skip the deep cuts.
You don't want Victor?
No, I don't think so.
I honestly don't know who a deep cut is because to me all MLS players are deep cuts.
I feel you. Okay, hold on.
Fabian Herbers, that's a deep cut.
I was just about to use him as say here's the difference. Fabian Herbers, Joseph Martinez.
Like I don't think we need to bring Ariel Lassiter back, but
no, I agree. I think we just moved money around for him. Why do you want Wyatt? I mean,
no.
I don't.
No.
Spencer Ritchie? No, thank you. I mean, Jonathan Lewis over from Colorado.
I'll take Jonathan Lewis.
I might take a Jonathan Lewis.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely take a Jonathan Lewis.
Christian Ramirez.
I think about Christian.
Well, hold on. Didn't he go to Mexico?
You'd have to look that up. Use the Google machine.
Oh,
you'd have to use the Google.
He must be on loan.
Yeah, maybe he did.
Be on loan.
Yeah, he was worth looking at, but probably if Columbus doesn't want him, I don't want him.
Man, remember when Russell Canoose was gonna be something?
No, I don't. Mil Assad.
Yeah, I would take a flyer on the kid. I mean, I call him a kid. How old is he?
Is Nick? Nick Hagland? Miles?
Nick Hagland is like 35.
Okay, Miles,
hold on. Oh, Miles Robinson. I would.
A little GGG and Miles Robinson.
Yeah. I would marry Miles Robinson. I would kill Pedro Santos, and I would fuck Yamil Assad.
Let's keep going. What about Omar Gonzalez?
No, thank you. I can love him from afar. Let's see here.
You don't want Latif. Do you want Latif Blessing?
I used to want Latif Blessing. Like, dude, this is where I live. This is what these names make me so happy in my soul. I legitimately don't know if I want a single one of them on the fire, except for
Jan Gregus.
Who?
You don't know Jan Gregus.
Maybe Miles Robinson, but he has not been the same, bro.
What about old friend Kikamara?
Yeah, old friend.
Oh, maybe new friend Key. That'd be Kai.
You mean Kai? Kai Kamara?
Key would be a new friend.
No, I feel like I'm good on him. Aaron Long can do anything other than come to the fire.
Eric Zavaleta.
I like Eric. Oh no, not Eric Zabaleta. I like Zach Valentine. That's who I was talking about.
I'm surprised that Minnesota's letting go of Boxall.
Well, if you notice, some of these guys also have options that have yet to be picked up.
Mm.
So, oh no, Boxall is out of contract.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a fun list.
They're out of Dane St. Clair. They're leaving Dane St. Clair behind. He who did not like Shaq. Will Trapp, done.
No thank you on Will Trapp.
No, he's got pending option. Okay. Godoy.
Yeah, Godoy is not. Yeah, you know what? That would be one. I mean, this Yearwood kid isn't very bad either.
True.
Oh,
all of New England, they're like,
dude, this is where like the name game, like I said, the Emmanuel Boateng, Brandon Bai,
Tommy.
Let's see here, Nick Lima, Tommy Nakamura,
Andrew Farrell, depending on where you're from.
God,
Matt
he's
Polster.
So old. Matt Polster, bring him home, baby.
Pending option.
Tim Parker, they just picked him up from St. Louis. Jonathan Mensah, like, my goodness, man.
Carlos
Dave
Cornell,
Romney.
no.
Oh
Maxi Morales. Maxi Morales.
Yeah,
is
but
available.
Maxi Morales is older than you think he is. Hold on.
Okay. But Bedoya. Mabizo. Jack Elliott.
Jack Elliott, huh?
I'm liking some of these. These are fun.
Dude, Bedoya is literally 39. I hope he plays for Philly forever. Love you, Bedoya. Wish you would have came to Chicago at the beginning.
Diego Chara.
Yeah, he's
gotta be old.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't hang him up. Man, Mason Toye. Remember the Mason Toye had one of those like Jason Lynn careers where it was like that's the kid's name, right? Jason Lynn, the basketball player kid who was good for like 2 weeks. He was like
Linsanity.
Yeah, he was like the best player in the league for 2 weeks and then just disappeared.
And
that was Mason
done.
Toye.
Yeah,
that was Mason Toye.
Ebo Bise and Tommy Thompson. Tommy Thompson's a right back?
Why do you say the Ebobase? Jeremy Ebobase. Ebobose. I'm like, what? Jackson Ewell, you want that exciting experiment in Chicago? You want that Jackson Ewell life?
Along with the Yarbrough.
No, thank you. I do not want that Jackson Ewell life. I don't want that Yarbrough.
Maybe you grab Alex Roldan and you could lure his brother.
Dude, no, Alex is the one. Yeah, Alex is what's worth the money now. Christian, Christian's like Jordan Morris. They're having great MLS seasons, but they're not going to be on the national team. They're not going to get better. They're just going to be who they are at this point.
What about Rusnak?
I mean, Rusnak is who he thought he was. I would not be surprised if he doesn't get re-signed.
Johnny Russell?
Cheaper number. Johnny Russell, bro. He is another one that's a little bit older than you think he is. Hold on. I never get around to checking like how old these guys are by the time.
Yeah, I think we're running
Football
to the end of the list.
He is.
Papa Pico.
Okay, anybody else fun at the end of the list?
Jozy Altidore still in the MLS pool. Chris Mavinga.
Yeah, Jozy Altidore yet to have a club. I think he's done, right? He's got to be done.
Nobody's hiring Jozy.
Man, it sucks when they like drift away as opposed to like retire.
Yeah.
It hurts the soul a little bit. But he could do the Landon Donovan and come back and play.
Yeah, and he could come back and play for New York City FC.
Oh my God, how funny would that be?
They have a new logo. All they did was really tighten it. I hope they didn't pay money for this.
I told you, I think I put it in the group chat. It's like how they spent $4 million or whatever with a firm to tell them that garbage cans work. Like New York wasted money on shit. But no, to be perfectly honest, man, I love this rebrand. You know why? Because it's subtle, but it does make a difference.
Yeah.
And you know what? Eventually, the big letters and being full is going to go out of style. And instead of do something stupid, they could just go back to like the more minimalist one.
Yeah,
and then when
yeah.
that's not cool anymore, they just go back to this one. You know, like you just change it slightly. That's what I wish the Fire would have done with this.
Yeah, and what's cool is like you could see like the old logo had a lot of dead space in between the football club and the letters basically, and that what this did is it filled it up. It filled up that space, and it's to me it stayed they stayed tradition. They stayed with their tradition. And unlike the Chicago Fire veered so far from their tradition that it was disgusting.
100%. It's exactly how you do this kind of thing. You know, like it's exactly what we as Fire fans wanted from our original rebrand. And when they were like, "Oh, we're gonna rebrand it," oh, okay, cool. Let's just update what we've got. Like, legitimately, look at this. Look at this. It is the best badge ever in the league. Bar none.
So the players got bothered when they got asked about him because they thought they were firemen. Okay.
Win some more goddamn games, man.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody like. Everybody knew Messi wasn't coming. There were still 55,000 people in those seats. People are going to show up to something if it's a spectacle. If we get like a big player or like a young guy on the come up and, you know, somebody's girlfriend is a singer and this, that, and the other, like win some fucking games and the crowds will be there. Right.
Yeah.
Like you just win games, man. Anyway,
speaking of winning games, I think that just about ends our segment, unless we want to get into the Fire.
No. Before we hit the Fire, we have to. We sure dogged on Reggie Cannon.
Oh, Reggie Cannon.
We had a whole video about how Reggie Cannon believed in himself, and that was a bad idea. I would like to give Reggie Cannon at least some support in. I'm glad he has landed at Colorado's island of misfit toys. You know,
that's what they are.
I kind of feel like he fits right in with his team. So we'll see. I mean, he's on board for the playoff push. Like, let's see what Reggie Cannon's been up to, man. I'm actually legitimately excited. Did you hear about this?
Hear about what? The Reggie Cannon signing with Colorado?
Yeah.
No, I heard about it when you told us. Yeah. That's what happened.
Because I'm the one that actually cares about Reggie Cannon to Colorado.
You should probably get a Cannon jersey.
No, thank you.
It would be sick. It'd be Colorado too. So,
listen. Here's the thing. I have a problem. I'm not gonna spend the prices that these jerseys want that they want for the jerseys. You gotta
get them on like AliExpress or something like that, allegedly.
Well, and I'm not a child, and I'm not sexy. I'm not a sexy woman, so I'm not gonna get a kit from the guys.
Don't put my buddy down.
So I don't know. Best of luck to you, Reggie Cannon, and best of luck to you, viewer, because we're coming back with some Fire opinions. I don't know. I just don't know. It's hard to talk about this team. James, what, if they were so inclined, should they do with the like button?
This time, probably pick it up in your hands. Don't worry. Play stop. We talked to the ref. Ref blew his whistle. He's waiting on you. Inspect the ball. Dust it off. Get that blade of grass right. Set the ball down. Go into your Zen zone. Look the goalkeeper dead in the eyes. Like you fucked his mother. Back the ball, back up, and even though it's your son you're shooting on, bury that ball into the upper 90. And make sure you hit that like button along the way and be right back here on Enemies of the Fire.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We have reached the
Join me
the
in the
ultimate
darkness.
portion of the show where
Join
we talk
me,
about the Chicago
Toke.
Fire.
In the dark. Join me.
So
We're here to talk the fire.
Yes, right before we start, this man, he's like, he sounds like a disappointed like parent. He's just like, we've had some long conversations about this. It's just like, yeah, we have. And he's like, I don't know what else to say. Like, it sounds like my dad when I got caught smoking pot for like the 4th time. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. He's like, I don't know what else to talk about with the Fire. Like, they suck, and I'm not gonna disagree, but like, here's the point: we cared enough to start a Fire podcast. And did you watch the game?
I did not. I watched 18 hours of NFL football. I did not use any of that time to watch any of the Chicago Fire game. In fact, I thought they played Inter Miami still in my head. I was still on last week, and when I saw that they had played, who is this? DC United. I almost just called them Philly. I was like, oh, they do exist. So, but Chicago, another disappointing. That's the thing. I said this a few weeks ago. You could just start betting on the Chicago Fire to lose. Like in the majority of these matches, like they're going down in an earlier round, and Sugar, they're not going down swinging.
I mean, technically they're only 5 points out of the playoffs, but we're down.
Yeah,
we're getting down to it, and there's a lot of teams between them and there, despite it only being 5 points.
It doesn't matter how many points they are out of the playoffs. I agree. I'm just saying it feels like it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the owner. It doesn't matter to various people in the club. I know it matters to some of the players. It probably does matter to them, but they might not have the coach, the tactical acumen, the tactics, the game plan, the infrastructure behind them in order to get it done. And this has been the case for the last 8 to 10 years. Even when Bastian Schweinsteiger was here, they just didn't have enough of an apparatus behind them to get the job done. It's crazy. All these other clubs have the apparatus behind them to push them through to get the job done. And the Chicago Fire, they have a somewhat decent apparatus in some places. Like, their youth team is not terrible. However,
the youth team is good. The second team is good.
Something happens along the way that they turn into Swiss cheese. These holes develop where things just fall through the cracks, and they get buried deeper and deeper inside the grave that Andrew Hauptmann was burying for them since 2007.
Yeah, I don't know how you kill off a sports team in the 3rd largest city in the country.
You change its logo twice, and none of those logos look like the old logo. You rebranded something entirely. You alienate all the fans you've ever had. You change homes 3 different times to 3 different parts of the city, alienating all of those local fans.
Well, I mean, that's the thing now. I desperately want them to stay where they are. I don't want them to go to SeatGeek. Like,
it's a series of missteps.
I wanted to go to SeatGeek this year, but I'm not going to get a chance to, unfortunately. And speaking of, so we've been down this road plenty of times again, but DPG has season tickets, and I'm curious to find out how many games for the rest of the season he even plans to go to. James, you used to have season tickets for what, 5-6 years? Or how many years did you have season tickets?
3 years.
Okay. So you had 3 years. And I just got them this year. Are you planning on going to any of the last 3 games?
I mean, if only to see you guys. If only to see you guys, like, that would be it. It wouldn't be to see the Fire. That's the funny thing. It's just that they're a poor product. They're a hard thing to lock into and submit yourself to enjoying. The thing is, if there was something to enjoy, the little things that we do get to enjoy are gone very quickly. Oh, Gaga Slonina got sold for $12 million. Oh, that was nice. Gone very quickly. John Duran sold
buy
for
me nothing with that.
John Duran sold for more money, and also doing well right now over in the Premier League, which is kind of fun to tune in. Those connections are kind of fun. It's like, oh, there's our old fire buddy, John Duran.
He's one of the only ones that successfully got out.
But other than that, the disappointment's palpable, and it's so palpable that it's like it turns into disgust, and you see this thing that you just want to reject because it could be better. It could be a lot better if the right stewards were in place. And guess what? The right stewards are not in place, and they continue to not be in the right place. And it's visible to anybody anybody who knows anything about anything.
Well, when do you think we hire a GM? Because the time is now. I don't want to spend half the time we can sign players and build a team for us to look for a GM and a coach. What the hell is going on with you?
I lost my pen that I used to write. I used to write my notes. It flew out of my hand.
Oh my God. I love it. Yes. Here, I got one for you. No.
Thank you. All right.
Yes. Anyway, but that's you're kind of not wrong. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
I'm excited for the future in a non-excitement kind of way, more of a tepid, hopeful way.
I'm not hopeful yet. Like I said, I don't want us to waste this off season getting the GM and the coach.
Toke, we've wasted the last two the whole last two full seasons. We've wasted.
I know, that's
Literally.
why we gotta hire somebody fucking now, man. Right now.
That's the thing. It feels like the last two seasons, especially seeing what I saw in 2017 and 2018 when Schweinsteiger was here, to see that they did not build on that at all. In fact, they went backwards in time to the Stone Age. It doesn't sit right, and it makes you question things. And all we can do on as fans is cheer them on or let them know they're not doing well enough, and also try to support them because hey, they're down too. They're down. So it's a tricky place to be in.
I mean, there's no player that I'm looking to watch evolve. I'm just desperately
Brady.
Okay,
Aragoni.
Chris Brady, but beyond that, dude, it's
I like
just
Aragoni. That's one I like to watch.
I'm just excited to be
Guti?
out on a Saturday night.
You don't want to watch Guti, or has that been killed out of you?
Is he really gonna improve over these next few games? I mean, it's not like if we get it's not like if we go, okay, Hugo, you did your thing.
That's the problem.
In.
That's the problem with hype jobs. They put way too much hype onto Guti, so it's now that you see that he's not living up to the hype. It's just oh, okay. And then you're looking at Georgi Mihailovic and he actually scores goals. He actually gets assists. He's what Guti is supposed to be. He's what they're selling Guti is. And we had that guy.
Does Mihailovic, well, we had Shaq right there in the way. Does Mihailovic come here and succeed?
No.
Exactly. We bet on Shaq, and Shaq just didn't do nothing.
Bad bet to make, Shaq.
Yeah, to your point, it's been so hard to talk about this team. I'm excited to go see the $20 merch table and to hang out on a Saturday night. There's nothing to be excited about. We are 5 points technically out of the playoffs.
It's the stuff around the team that you're excited about.
Yeah, it's the just being out of the house, having a good time because I have a good time.
And Soldier Field's a fun little party to go to.
There's just nothing about this team yet to get excited, and I'm freaking out because we need our coach and GM signed now so that when
we needed it before Pochettino
starts,
signed with the U.S. men's national team.
Well, you're not wrong, but even if we were we need this to get moving now because we cannot waste this off season.
We wasted this entire we wasted this in the last entire window, the transfer window.
Right, but if we waste this next one, then all of next season's gone.
It's already a wash, Toke. It's already a wash.
It can't be. It can't be.
It's already a wash.
So many teams go from worst to first in this league. Why not us?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But this team could, over the series of 2 years with the right GM, get to there. But in 1 year, this team is just not in a position to do so.
Everybody else goes from worst to first.
Yeah,
everybody else
they got the infrastructure. They got the base. They got the belief.
Ain't nobody believing who was good last year. Nashville. Nobody gave a shit about Nashville, and then they came out and won a bunch of games.
Toke,
nobody cared about.
We're the San Jose of the East.
Oh, you're not wrong, and it hurts. It hurts. It hurts, man.
I mean, New England's approaching that realm, but they at least had Bruce Arena for a few years, and they were competing.
Got their reprieve. Yeah, they got their small reprieve from it. You're right. I mean, and Philly's been good forever, so them sitting at 11, it's just like,
Meanwhile,
whatever.
we just got to watch that yellow team be incredibly successful.
Be
for
great.
years. Yeah. And literally have changeover of regimes and still have continued success.
For all the haters out there, Inter Miami has 59 points.
They might win the league.
Oh, they will. Cincinnati has 51 and Columbus has 49. And the Fire are all the way down at 14th at 26.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like there's something poignant I need to say, but I just don't have the words. There just is like what's the plan? Like, let's think about this realistically. Like, actually indulge me here for a second. Let's look at, what is this? It's going to be a list of fucking players. Indulge me for a second. Don't just blow this off. Where are we good? Like, we have to be good some places because he can't sign 11 guys, right?
Striker.
So Hugo, we're good. Brady, we're good, right?
Goalkeeper and striker, we're good. Those are locks.
So let's go to the back line. Can we build on Turan, or are we even like convinced in Turan?
We could build on Turan. It's time for Chicos to step down.
Yeah, I agree. Or take a pay cut and be a platoon player. I mean, is it time to do something with Mauricio Pineda?
Why isn't he next to Turan? I thought that they had a good little tandem.
So you don't want to sign a center back? You think we're good on center back?
Absolutely not. I think Pineda is not good enough. He's a great backup, and he's a great story.
So that's our first big hole, right? We need a center back.
Top center back. We need a top center back to pair with Turan.
I could survive with a Gutman and Aragoni defense. I could survive with that.
Oh yeah,
I think we could start with that.
Yeah, I could live there. Gutman, I think is replaceable.
So then midfield,
Gutman's replaceable because the best ability is availability, and holy shit, where the fuck were you?
Yeah. He didn't play at all.
Yeah.
Except as we're talking shit, he scored a banger this weekend.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, well, I mean that's the hope. The hope is he was going to be a part of something. So anyway, midfield,
Acosta's pencil him.
Acosta. Well, pencil, but like, do we really at his age is Acosta supposed to be a lockdown starter?
I'm in on Acosta lockdown starter. You just got to find the right partner easily. Acosta's lockdown starter.
So if you're talking, our options that we have currently are Fede Navarro,
no,
Gaston Jimenez,
no,
Mauricio Pineda, and then Fabian Herbers.
No. I love Fabian.
I would like to keep him on the team, but if he's starting, you're having problems. Yeah.
I love Fabian on the bench.
And so in front of them, you've got Guti.
He's literally anything you need him to be. Guti, I'm ready to move on. Like, where the fuck you been, Guti? If Guti is supposed to be a good player in the MLS, Toke, then why is this team not good?
Because there's nothing around him.
Yes, there is. We've just established that there's Gutman, there's Turan, there's Aragoni. He's got a striker. He's got a goalkeeper. What more does Guti need?
He wasn't playing in the right spot, I would say. I would say
that's true. That's true. I mean, most of the season. True.
So if I'll even concede on Guti like we want an improvement in that place. That means what you're saying is...
I'm just saying I'm not sold on Guti anymore. I feel like we've been oversold on Guti. Everybody's like, oh, Guti, he's so young and so good. Yeah, he's young. Yeah, he seems to be have some potential. He's shown some flashes, but where's the consistency?
So you're not wrong. I do like his game.
And for how much this guy's played?
Well, I think he's developed bad habits under being coached by Frank Klopas on a bad team.
Yes, that's exactly what's happened. That is why Frank Klopas should not have been the coach for this team, because they have hindered and hurt Guti's growth. His development.
I'm not against you on that. So so before we even talk about the offense then, okay? We're talking about for sure needing to sign a starting level and hopefully a lockdown, like talisman of the team, center back. We need a number, I can't remember which one it is, 6 or 8, but a guy who can go forward and backward.
We need an 8. That's an 8. But, really you need somebody who matches well, who pairs well with Acosta.
Yeah, so we need an 8, and we need a center back. And so, do we or do we not need an attacking midfielder?
We need a left wing and a right wing. I could live with Guti as trying, and we'll see one more year out of Guti.
Listen, I want Marin Holly Selassie on this team, but it is off the bench. I need a starting
No,
winger.
He's done, dude. You could send him packing. Like, he fell off, but he didn't fall off as bad as Mueller.
Well, Mueller, that injury must have really done something, because he has disappeared. Disappeared.
Gone. Went hiking in the Grand Canyon, never seen again.
Yeah, for real. Eaten by bears. Like, Chris Mullins now.
Yeah. Chris Mueller has turned into Chris Mullins.
Right?
Yes.
So, okay. So then, realistically, with the guys we just listed, let's talk Hugo, right? Are you telling me that if we sign a center back, a center midfielder, and both wings, is that a playoff team top 5? Is that a top 5 in the East?
You need to sign TAM/DPs for these positions.
Well, we do. We have 2 open DPs, because if they don't sell Gaston Jimenez, he's going to have an accident. No, I'm kidding. But we're going to have 2 DP slots open, Shaq's and Gaston Jimenez's. And then we're going to have an under 22 slot open. So, I mean, we've got the slots to do. God damn it. I hate that I'm so immature. We have the slots to fill. Anyway. So seriously though, with those pieces that we already have and those signings that need to make, will that make a good team, or is the base ingredient spoiled? Basically,
the base ingredient's not spoiled yet. I mean, you bring in a new coach here, you'll bring in new life. You'll change.
You bring in a new coach.
You'll bring in a whole brand new light to these guys. These guys are playing for a guy that they like to play for in some capacities. They don't like losing, though. They're playing for a guy that they have to like losing with. And that's Frank right now. I can't wait till they play with a guy they like winning with.
Well, I desperately want to know who the next coach is. Can I ask you a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to be an asshole. Has Tom Barlow scored a goal this season?
No.
I didn't think so. God.
Oh, he came in so hyped, didn't he? Who the?
He came in so hyped. Oh man.
He's played 23 matches for the Fire. He started 2. He's 0 goals, 0 assists, 16 shots, 4 of them on target, 71% pass percentage. He's been offsides 5 times, not enough if you ask me. And 13 fouls, 7 fouls suffered, not enough if you ask me. 2 yellow cards, and 0 red cards. Not enough if you ask me.
God, dude, why did that even happen?
Because Georg Heights. Yes.
I think Georg Heights is money laundering. There's just no other way to explain these.
These moves are no. These moves were. He maybe he has a pet monkey who's throwing darts at a dartboard, and he's like, "Oh, I will take what Rufus gives me." And on that board was Thomas Barlow.
All right, let's put this dog down here, man.
Oh God.
Give me your predictions for this weekend. A, are you going to the game? The answer you're going to tell me is no.
No, not at the moment.
All right.
I wasn't intending on it. I'm trying to go watch the football game out of state.
No, okay.
At least I'm thinking about it. And Chicago versus New York Red Bulls. Oh, we always got a shot against the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls are not the mentally strongest team.
Yeah, well,
in the league.
Nor are we.
Nor are we.
I mean,
I beg to differ. We are a mentally strong bad team.
How do you? Please
ways.
Explain.
Okay.
Please explain.
Because this team should be having 14 points, but somehow they got 27.
Okay, the power of friendship.
It's the power.
All right,
it's the power of friendship.
New York Red Bulls have 43 points. They are 10, 13, and 5. They are in 4th place in the East, brother.
Oh, they are a good team. Oh, I'm getting hit.
Yeah, they are a good team, which is scary. So I don't know, man. 2-0.
Their form is that they tied Sporting Kansas City. They lost to Philadelphia. I think they come into this game and they beat the Chicago Fire.
I think so.
The Chicago Fire. It's at Soldier Field. Okay. That edge goes to the Fire, but
does it?
But New York Red Bulls are just a better team, and right now I would rather bet money against the Chicago Fire to lose every match from here to the end of the season. I mean, they're gonna have more wins, or they're gonna have more losses and ties, and they're gonna have wins. That's their trend.
Well, that always happens. Like I said, 2-0, they're losing. It's whatever. I honestly, right now, I'm actually happy we're losing because we don't deserve to make the playoffs. And I swear to God, if this terrible team...
I would love it if Frank made the playoffs and had that little feather in his cap and he called it macaroni.
Oh, and gets another year, and they think that they need to re-sign Gaston Jimenez again.
Georg Heights is not here. He is not getting another year.
I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right. The darkest timeline is Frank Klopas becomes GM and Pablo Nakamura is coach.
And what's the brightest timeline?
Miguel Arteta and Pep Guardiola come over.
I'd say the brightest timeline's Boca Negra comes over, takes over, brings in GGG with him. And him and GGG would be the most class that this organization has had since the days of Peter Wilt.
Okay, this may be a moment before your time, but you know what that feels like? That feels like when New York hired Bruce Arena to coach the Red Bulls, and he signed Claudio Reyna as his DP. And I'll let you find out by Googling how that turned out.
Captain America?
Yep.
Oh,
so
man.
I will be at the game. Anybody who wants to talk to me, come talk to me. If you actually watch this podcast, talk to me. Violet will be there. Shout out to Alex and Serena. Violet will be there to meet you this week. Anyway, James, what should they do with this like button? Because I think we've tread this ground enough. I think it is time to bring it home.
All right. Well, whatever you do, don't lick it. Instead, lick your thumb, stamp it, and then grab your ball pump, jam it in there, right in that like button, pump it up, pump that like button up, put the like button down, and boot that mother trucker like it's a goal kick to midfield.
I was so confused at first. That sounded like some horrible BDSM, like Simon Says. Anyway, on that note, sorry, DPG was under the weather.
Our own DP was not here tonight.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. Anyway, we love you people. This has been Enemies of the Fire. Come back next week. Peace.
Oh no, I wasn't recording. No, I'm kidding. I'll see you guys next time.
I'll kill you.